But I think the most important story for me in the book is CODESA, or should I say the con of CODESA. Because black people were conned at CODESA.
Okay.
And we were just told, like, yeah, this is the result, this is the best. We were told by white monopoly capital that this is the best outcome. How could that be, would have been the best outcome if we still don't have land? If there's a sunset clause but there's no sunrise clause? If black people are still living in squalor, if black people are still poor, how could... So I'm telling people what really transpired, things that they've never heard before. For instance, when P.W. Botha's regime made contact with President O.R. Tambo's regime, and the two of them, and people are not aware of this info, the two of them decided they're going to send two of their best men to start preliminary talks. Didn't start with de Klerk. I remember Mike Lowe and Michael Sparwater, I think is the guy's name, were sent number 1 and number 4 in the National Intelligence Agency from South Africa. Tambo sent Mbeki and Zuma. They met at a hotel called Lucerne in Switzerland. When they walked in there, Mbeki said to Zuma, my stomach is turning. And Zuma said, you'll be fine. They met these guys, Mbeki cracked a joke, they spoke for many hours. And when they left there, when they gave a report back, they gave 2 reports. Report number 1 is the ANC is willing to talk. Report number 2 we never heard of, and that's the report that we have, is that whatever you do, you gotta get Thabo Mbeki and Jacob Zuma removed from negotiations. They are unmovable when it comes to the land issue and the aspirations of black people. You gotta put somebody there that is pliable and that will make sure that the land still remain in our hands, that makes sure that there's a sunrise clause. Fast forward, and then military intelligence together with 3 foreign intelligence, CIA, Mossad, and MI6, came up with an operation called Operation Scrum. Operation Scrum had one thing in mind, to make sure that these 2 gentlemen, Thabo Mbeki, Jacob Zuma, does not sit at the negotiating table. Mandela and Nkobi was invited to North America. Zuma and Mbeki was invited to London. When they got to London and Mandela got to North America, but Zuma says to Mbeki, I'm going to go listen to Africa Report. He listens to say Zuma has been removed and Mbeki has been removed. He runs down, he finds Mbeki walking into the dining area. He tells him, we've been removed. Mbeki laughs like, Zuma, there's no such a thing. He says, I'm telling you, we have been removed. And Mbeki says, listen, they can remove me, they can't remove you. Only President Mandela can remove you. Why don't you call President Mandela? President Zuma makes a call to President Mandela. Mandela scolds President Zuma. There's no such a thing. You cannot be removed. I'm the only one that can remove you, and I've not removed you. Long story short, when they landed, they found out that they've been removed and replaced by Cyril Ramaphosa. Test the information I have in the book. What I'm saying to you is that Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa was put there in that position through extremely clandestine means. If it was forthright, why do you wait for Mandela to leave? Why do you wait for Mbeki to leave?
So you're saying Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa came to the position he is now in the ANC because of the investment of white monopoly capital. There were external forces that deployed him to the NUM and deployed him into the ANC.
No, not external forces. It was Menell. The Menell family is one of the biggest families in mining. I'm in mining, so I know all the families. Menell paid for his schooling through the Urban Foundation. And when they were sitting, he gave them money to start NUM. The National Union of Mine Workers was started by money from Menell, Oppenheimer, and Ruppert. He has always been the boy. He has always, you know, I want to make an example. When we used to go and rob any place, we always have somebody inside that gives us information. We call that person the fingerman. He is the fingerman for white monopoly capital. Every time black people are about to rise and stand up, He comes up, now he's coming up with New Deal, this thing of Roosevelt, the American president's idea. Yeah, a New Deal. What I'm saying to you is the question everybody should ask themselves is only two questions. The people who don't believe me should ask themselves two questions. How did you become the chief negotiator if Thabo Mbeki was the chief negotiator? That's the one question. Whether you like me or whether you disagree with me, answer that question. How did you become? And then you will see the ANC does not operate like that. It was in an extremely clandestine manner that he became that. Secondly, which is the most important question, ask anybody that went to war against the apartheid regime, is this what they fought for, the outcome we got? And you will not find one that says this is not. We have no land, we have no money. We can name the people that poisoned President Jacob Zuma. You must understand, President Zuma is one of the last Pan-Africanists that's left. President Zuma has been, according to the files, after Fidel Castro, you have Fidel Castro and you have President Zuma in attempts on his life. You cannot say President Zuma is lying like some of them said. He spent people don't even know how long he spent in a Russian hospital. I'm giving the details of it. That people do not understand that they got to him, but there were other attempts that failed.
Where the president did not want to engage me.
No, he didn't want to engage you.
Is who poisoned him? Maybe you can take me there.
Well, one of the allegations is that his wife was one of the people that was paid. And we went deep into the book to say how come, who did she meet. We even mentioned the guy's name in the book.
So his wife, in fact, did poison him. And you're saying she was paid for that?
That is what is alleged in the files. Secondly, the ANC top six, there was a mission to destroy BRICS. And in order to destroy our participation in BRICS, and I write fully about it in the book, it was decided that you just need to change the ANC, because any incoming government will withdraw from BRICS. And they had a 3-point plan how to destroy the ANC. Kill a few leaders, top leaders, kill the top leader of the ANC, which is Jacob Zuma. At Lituli House, the ANC top six met. President Zuma went there knowing that he's going to be poisoned. He asked his daughter to bring him food. During lunchtime, one member of the ANC top six offered him liver, and he refused to eat the liver. And the person says, you got to taste this liver. One of the top six members, you got to taste this liver. This liver is the best. But when President Zuma looked at the liver, he could see this liver has not been touched. And the plate didn't look the same like the other plates there. Comrade Jesse Duarte ran to the kitchen to ask them, have you prepared liver? And liver was not on the menu. President Zuma then gave to a guy called Carlos the liver to have it tested at the toxologist, only to find out that there was lots of poison in it.
And then the next question would be, who are they? The ones that poisoned President Jacob Zuma, Willis Mkhulu,
foreign agencies. The foreign agencies that's against our participation in BRICS. That is them. And these people went to South African hospitals and they couldn't, all three of them, they couldn't be healed. They all end up at the Russian hospitals. We always hear about the Guptas calling ministers. Anton Ruppert told Minister Fikile Mbalula, go and tell your President Zuma. He sent him to President Zuma. It is in the book that I will make South Africa look worse than Zimbabwe if he can remove my boy Pravin and Mkhabisi Jonas. Mbalula said to him, no, but this is not the way to negotiate.
I'm going to tweet Mbaks right after this and ask him.
Mbaks then said, this is not the way to negotiate. And he said to Mbaks, no, what do you mean? I give food to 17,000 school children. Mbaks says, that's the problem. You give food to 17,000 children. We don't want handouts. A huge argument ensued between him and Mbaks. But the message did get to the presidency. Bidvest got each and every government department, they own the airport. You go and sit in the bathroom, in the toilet, to relieve yourself. You're using the toilet paper from Bidvest. You stand up there to wash your hands. You're using the soap from Bidvest. You go in to go and eat. You use the food of Bidvest. Everything there is Bidvest. Who's these people that that's got evergreen contracts, Bidvest. Bidvest got evergreen contracts. What an evergreen contract is a contract that doesn't have a date when it's ending. What happened in Soweto? The 4 captains of white monopoly capital go to an ANC meeting where Cyril was introducing a new deal. So what I'm saying to you, I'm making that allegation. I'm making the allegation that there was an operation to have the ANC debt. I'm making the allegation that they wanted to remove President Thabo Mbeki because of his pro-African stance. And they knew if Mbeki was sitting there, believe me, you would have owned some of the land today. They know the reason why black people have nothing is because of CODESA and of what happened in CODESA. Our constitution was written in Sandhurst. That's where they wrote the constitution, under the supervision of Menell, Oppenheimer, and Ruppert. 200 students, they got together. Now people they were never in the pictures, those students.